Hello, my name is Terry Olszewski, Superintendent of Garfield Heights City Schools. Welcome to another edition of Open Line on Air. Today we are joined by two very special guests, Chris Hanke, Principal, and Miss Leah Borden, Guidance Counselor at Garfield Heights Middle School. They are here today to talk about a very serious issue that confronts many public education and middle schools, bullying. The Garfield Heights City Schools does not tolerate bullying of any kind, be it physical, verbal, or cyberbullying. Our guests today are going to share with the viewers at home what is currently being done at the middle school for anti-bullying purposes. We believe that as we raise student awareness about bullying and confront it head-on, we can minimize and eliminate the threats of bullying. Guests, welcome. First, let me begin by allowing our guests to introduce themselves with your name and what your title is for the viewers at home.
Hi, I'm Chris Hanke. I'm the principal of Garfield Heights Middle School.
I'm Leah Borden. I'm the guidance counselor at Garfield Heights Middle School.
Well, welcome. Thanks for being on the show. First, can both of you share what is the definition of bullying, what is it, and what it is not?
Well, in its most basic definition, it's a repetitive behavior that's harassing and intimidating. The major thing we look for as administrators is that it is a repeated action.
Mr. Hanke, can you share with the viewers at home an overall summary of what is taking place at the middle school for our students in terms of the anti-bullying curriculum?
Sure. Last year we purchased a curriculum. We worked with Dr. Dupree, our pupil service director, to purchase a curriculum and review it to deploy in classrooms. This year our guidance counselors, Ms. Borden and Ms. Gray, are going into each classroom and presenting the anti-bullying program to each one in each grade. And then we're moving forward with some other initiatives in the second semester.
Can you share with the residents at home all the different forms of bullying that exist or that you have been confronted with and elaborate on them?
The different forms of bullying would be physical, that's the obvious one, also emotional, verbal, and cyberbullying.
And what role does our guidance counselors play in this process?
Well, we are taking the initiative to go into classrooms and speak with the students about the different forms and also the different roles that they can play in bullying situations.
Can you talk more about the videos? It intrigues me that all our kids are able to see the videos, and tell me what they are exactly seeing and what are they learning from those videos?
Well, there's two different types of videos. The first one is a general form of bullying. It talks about the roles that students can play as bystanders as well as the aggressors in the bullying situation. The second video that we show is mainly towards the girls because that's where we see a lot of the bullying. And it talks about the roles that girls play in the form of bullying that girls take a lot of initiative in.
How do we know that the concepts are being watched in the video are being reinforced?
Well, we have immediate feedback. We ask reflective questions based on what they see in the video. We give a lot of the students an opportunity to answer the questions, and by listening to their answers, we can see if they're kind of grasping what we're trying to get across.
So what's the response that the students are having with the curriculum that we're instituting?
A very positive response. We've been seeing a lot more reporting happening, and not just from the students that are being bullied, but from people that observe it, because they've learned to take their own responsibility for their school and take pride in making a positive climate.
And what role does the parent play in this process? Who contacts them, and at what point are they brought into the equation?
The parents play a very important role in the bullying process. Sometimes parents are our first contact. They'll let us know what their child has shared with them in terms of bullying, and we work with them in that way. Also, when a student is experiencing bullying, we contact parents and we let them know. And again, you know, it's a repetitive thing. So if it has happened several times, we will contact the parent and let them know.
And I'm sure that some parents don't know what bullying is, so it's good that we're giving them the definition of bullying so they understand exactly when they call you that. I'm sure most of them are saying, oh, my son or daughter is being bullied.
Yes. Yes.
And to dovetail off what she's saying, administration does get involved when we can't solve a bullying problem with mediation, with talking through things with guidance counselors. We do end up getting involved with consequences. However, what we like to do is try to make it an educational process first.
What can the parent do at home to reinforce the skills that we're teaching at the middle school about bullying?
I think one big thing would be to encourage their students to report it. A lot of times it happens, they may tell mom or dad and they don't want anyone to know. So you want to encourage them to let the counselors, the principals, teachers know that it is happening, because if we don't know, we can't do anything.
That's right.
And also just encourage them to be assertive when bullying is taking place and not aggressive, and teaching that difference. That assertive is standing up for yourself, being firm, and aggressive being blaming and threatening someone else, because the end result of that could just be more trouble than what there was.
And at school, as administrators, we encourage them to talk to adults. And that doesn't necessarily mean a principal or assistant principal, but to make sure that adults are aware if something's going on that is a repeated behavior that's harassing.
So we have the students being educated, we have parents being educated. So what are our teachers doing that will help the anti-bullying curriculum at the middle school?
I want to highlight what one teacher is doing in particular. Ms. Vicki Tomaszewski, one of our computer instructors, is doing a whole unit on cyberbullying with each one of our classes. And with that, it really is touching on a major subject that we're dealing with. There is bullying that happens through Facebook and through Twitter and through different social media outlets that really is having a negative impact on students. It's really bringing things to the forefront for them.
Is bullying just a problem in Garfield Heights?
Absolutely not. I think the bullying is a problem that it doesn't matter how wealthy or poor or anything else. The major issue is that it happens quite a bit though at a middle school level. Students are young adolescents, and in their development, it's a behavior that we see quite a bit.
And I would say that's why we're directing a lot of our attention at the middle school about bullying. What's on the horizon for the anti-bullying curriculum? Any special events? Any continued curriculum? What do you have planned for the middle school?
Well, we went into all of the study hall periods for the 7th graders. So at the next semester, we like to go into the 6th grade and 8th grade classrooms. And also, we have a poster contest and just encouraging students to make some anti-bullying posters. And we plan to meet with some people in the community at the Garfield Heights Resource Center. And they have contacted us about developing a program where they can come in and do some activities to stop bullying at our school.
In addition, our administrators have met with a trainer named Mike Douglas, and he is going to put on a parent program for us that surrounds relationships and positive relationships among parents and among students. And that'll be an activity that's open to the entire district.
Well, it sounds like we're moving forward, and we've designated the issue, and we're really trying to cover up things that we need to take care of at the middle school with bullying. Any other things that you want to add?
Well, I'd like to add that I think we're tackling this head on. I think that the major piece of this is collaboration and conversation. Those two things, whether it be among students, among staff, with administration, as long as communication is kept open, it's going to help out when we have those types of negative behaviors, such as bullying.
Well, thank you much for being on.
Thank you.
And well, that's another edition of Open Line on Air. As always, to learn more about what's being done at the middle school for anti-bullying, you can contact any of our guests, Mr. Hanke or Ms. Borden, at any time. Academic achievement is always our top priority, but we recognize that students must learn in a healthy and safe environment. To everyone at home, I hope you have a joyous holiday season, and I'm Superintendent Terry Olszewski. Stay tuned for another edition. Thank you, and as usual, go Bulldogs.